Imagine standing on a beach, the waves lapping at your feet. The sun feels warmer than it used to. The tide creeps a little higher each year. Somewhere, a glacier that has stood for centuries is melting, a forest is burning. A farmer is praying for rain, the world is changing. But what's causing it? And what does it mean for our future? Climate change refers to significant, long-term shifts in temperatures and weather patterns. Yes, Earth's climate has changed naturally over millions of years, through volcanic eruptions, solar cycles, and even asteroid impacts, but this time, it's different. This time, the changes are faster, more extreme, and they are driven by human activity. At the heart of it all are greenhouse gases. When we burn coal, oil, and gas to power homes, fuel cars, and run industries, we release carbon dioxide and methane into the atmosphere. These gases trap heat, like a blanket wrapped around the planet. And that blanket is getting thicker. So how do we know humans are behind it? Scientists have gathered overwhelming evidence from multiple sources: ice cores that reveal ancient air bubbles, tree rings that tell us about past climates, and satellite data that shows global temperature rising, especially since the Industrial Revolution. The data shows that atmospheric CO2 levels today are the highest they've been in at least 800,000 years. The 10 hottest years on record? All within the past 2 decades. This isn't just natural variation. This is a climate crisis of our own making. The impacts of climate change are not a future threat, they are happening now. Storms are becoming stronger. Droughts are lasting longer, wildfires are destroying homes, habitats, and lives. Glaciers are melting at record speeds. Sea levels have risen by over 20 centimeters in the past century, and they're accelerating. Low-lying coastal areas, from Bangladesh to the Marshall Islands, are under threat. And it's not just about weather. Climate change is a threat multiplier. It worsens food insecurity, spreads disease, and displaces communities. In some cases, it even fuels conflict over resources like water and farmland. It's important to understand that not all countries, and not all people, are equally responsible. The richest 10% of the world's population account for nearly half of all emissions. Meanwhile, some of the world's poorest communities contribute the least and suffer the most. Africa, for instance, is responsible for just about 3% of global carbon emissions, yet it faces some of the harshest climate impacts: crop failures, heat waves, and desertification. This is not just an environmental issue, it's a justice issue. The Paris Agreement set a goal to limit global warming to well below 2 degrees Celsius, and ideally to 1.5 degrees Celsius, but why does half a degree matter so much? At 1.5 degrees Celsius, we'll see severe heat waves, coral reef destruction, and water scarcity. At 2 degrees Celsius, we risk tipping points, like the collapse of the West Antarctic ice sheet or the Amazon rainforest turning into a savanna. These are changes that can't be undone. We're already at about 1.2 degrees Celsius. The clock is ticking. So yeah, Earth's heating up, glaciers are having meltdowns, and the weather's acting like it forgot its meds. But hey, there's still hope. Drive less, plant more, vote smart, and maybe stop yelling at the thermostat. And if you made it this far, congrats, you now know more about climate change than most politicians. Subscribe to the Climate Hub for more cool stuff about our warming world, because saving the planet is easier when you're laughing a little.